See, especially in a player versus player environment, I wouldn't be landing the prone just raiding his body of helmets. That's how you get smoked.
It's pretty amazing the level of customization that you can do. Wow.
That's super cool. I've never seen this in a game before.
This is pretty advanced stuff compared to when I was in. I never used any kind of thermal imaging. It was all just night vision was kind of what we had.
Hey, my name's Cameron Fath. I was a U.S. Army Ranger and I deployed to Syria in 2017.
Hey, my name is Israel Wright. I was a Special Forces Green Beret and I deployed to Iraq in 2008. And today we're going to watch Escape from Tarkov.
Escape from Tarkov got a lot of good feedback on the last videos.
People wanted this.
The people want it, so we're gonna give it to you. Give it to you nice. Oh, the FLIR, yeah, that's actually a commonly known thermal optic, and we're running an AK platform.
Looks pretty slick, actually.
It does.
Is that, and we've got a suppressor on the end?
So suppressor looks like it's a 74 platform. That's the 5.45 round, so it's not a traditional 7.62. It's designed to hit, and then it tumbles, so it's not like a piercing like 5.56. So to get shot by that would suck.
Yeah. Getting shot generally
is
not
good.
something that you want to happen, ever.
Yeah. Oh, I saw movement on the right there. Okay.
This is pretty advanced stuff compared to when I was in. I never used any kind of thermal imaging. It was all just night vision was kind of what we had.
Yeah, so I have a little bit experience with thermals in a sniper section, so they would typically use those thermal imaging just so they can provide overwatch whenever you move in. But they would use something called an eye nod, and that thing, you could see some dude smoking a cigarette from 800 meters away through it. It was extremely clear, really good piece of technology to have on your side.
Urban environment, I guess Tarkov is kind of a fictional, kind of Russian
it looks like
type area or type city.
Trying to avoid detection, because I mean he's rolling suppressed with thermal, like probably doing some night operations.
Running solo, typically not too many situations where you would be running in some place alone. Usually you're gonna have somebody with you. You're gonna with a squad,
at least a team.
A team at least, yeah. You know, very rarely you're gonna have to do anything like this alone.
By yourself, yeah. You're gonna have somebody, always have security element with you. I mean, there's some cases in like the Medal of Honor, stories. They're the only person out there because they've suffered massive casualties and they're going and just clearing a bunker by themselves. But I mean, this doesn't seem like that case. This just seems like he's trying to avoid detection and get to a certain section.
Yeah.
3, 5, maybe 4 or 5.
I know that Tarkov, it's more to do with like survival kind of stuff. We did some survival training for special forces out there, learning how to live off the land, how to capture and kill animals and cook them up and prep them and all that kind of stuff.
Because you guys go through S.E.R.E for your pipeline, right?
Yeah, S.E.R.E stands for Survival, Evasion, Resistance, and Escape. And that's kind of the all-encompassing kind of survival experience that you get out there. If you're behind enemy lines, you're alone, you're isolated, you have to live off the land. And the number one thing they tell you is your greatest weapon is the will to survive. Never ever give up.
Survive!
S.E.R.E School is giving you the experience not only of surviving behind enemy lines, but also of being captured and detained by an enemy force. They would put you in stress positions, uncomfortable positions, like inside a small box where you can't ever really stretch your limbs out. You're always in a kind of a contorted, semi-uncomfortable position for hours, maybe even a day or two. It's very intense, but very, very valuable training.
It's also the only military school where they're actually allowed to smack you in the face.
Yes, yeah.
No close fist, just open, but they ring your
Congress
bell.
Congress approved. Don't worry about it. Your senator signed off on it. They're allowed to slap you around.
It's good training. Build strength.
Yeah. Whoever this is, he's got all the fancy schmancy equipment. Like, I don't know if you're in a survival situation, you have such nice stuff, Exactly. Typically, I mean, if you're out there alone, you probably just use whatever you can find,
I'd have a raccoon hat on, a deer skin.
Raccoon skin cap, yeah.
Okay, well, let's see what this guy's wearing. So he's got some Peltors, looks like an ACH or a Mitch.
Head covering.
So, I mean, this guy's ready for war. Looks like he's rocking a chest rig. I wish he could show the type of kit he's wearing, because then...
Well, he's got a vest right there. He's got an over-the-top
low plate
carrier. Yeah.
Absolutely. And sick-ass aviators.
Oh, I love he's got the actual, that looks like the model of noise-canceling headphones that we actually had.
Yeah, the Comtacs.
The Comtac, yeah.
Absolutely. That's good.
Pretty advanced stuff. This guy's doing well for himself out in Tarkov.
Not bad.
Nate's on him.
Oh. So typically every person will carry a bleeder kit or an IFAK on them, right? You're never really supposed to use your own kit, or at least try to break into your own kit, because somebody's gonna break into it for you.
You would use his kit on him.
On him,
if he gets injured. Yeah.
Exactly. So those usually consist of combat gauze, a pressure dressing, a tourniquet, anywhere from halo seals, needle decompression, MPAs, OPAs, and basically things for battlefield trauma.
If you're going to render aid, you make sure the area is clear. You take care of the threat first, then you render aid as quickly as possible so you can get them.
Yeah, the best medicine on the battlefield is killing the enemy. Fire superiority.
That's right. That's the best medicine on the battlefield.
This day is teaching me right now.
What a lovely campsite.
Is this downtown LA?
Somebody's been Oh, brother.
Bum camp. Looks like we got a couple boyos here. Looks like we just took these guys out. Now it's time to
loot the body.
Loot the body.
Yeah.
Pillage. Loot and pillage.
You know, I mean, obviously this is a survival game, but if you're moving through a hostile environment, you're not going to be stopping to take people's armor and helmets and weapons
That's more
off
weight.
of them.
That's more weight.
More weight, yeah. You're only going to be carrying what you need for the mission. I suppose in a really bad situation, you might be looking for ammo, but that's about it.
You don't want to expose yourself, especially out in the open for long periods of time, unless, you know, you're black on ammo, which black on ammo means you're completely out. And if you get into a desperate situation, you're going to need to obviously loot the bodies, but try to do it in the fastest way possible, because you're just trying to really minimize your signature out there, especially in a survival situation.
Right. We're moving through the woods. You want to try to move from concealed position to concealed position. You don't want to just be walking out in the open.
Exactly.
Because this is obviously an actively hostile environment.
A big emphasis you want to try to think about too is counter tracking, right? So if you're like moving through a wooded area, you're leaving a signature in tall grass. One thing you could do is grab a branch, and as you're walking, go left and right, so you can kind of just, like I said, minimize that signature as you're moving through it. Because counter tracking, people track really well. Especially humans leave a bunch of stuff behind.
Out in the environment,
Exactly.
yeah. We're good at leaving our mark on the environment.
Exactly. Because I know during patrolling, whenever you stop, it's a good SOP to conduct SEALs, which is stop, look, listen, smell, right? You can tell if someone's been there based off sounds, like twigs breaking. You can smell if someone's smoking a cigarette. If they had a fire in the area, you can smell that. And then you can just look around. People are pigs. They leave trash everywhere, right? MRE trash, bubblegum wrappers. You can tell if humans have been there. And if they have, there's likely a chance of them being in that actual area.
Oh, we're in a Costco. You can turn anything into a battleground. This is a civilized, built-up area. You know, anything can become covered concealment, whether it's a shelving or, you know, a cereal box.
Using the AKM platform.
AK-47, the most popular weapon on the planet.
Kalashnikov.
Yeah, some countries got it on their flag. So
Exactly. See, especially in a player versus player environment, I wouldn't be laying in the prone just raiding his body of helmets or whatever. Just move on to the next guy, dude.
Obviously, in a real life situation, you don't know who's there or how many people are in the area, you know, so you're not just going to be like hanging out, looting bodies at your leisure.
Exactly. That's how you get smoked.
This is obviously every man for himself. It's not two uniformed forces going at each other in an organized fashion. This is very guerrilla warfare.
Absolutely.
You know, nobody's got a uniform on or anything like that. This is
survival.
It's just survival. People are coming out of their homes in their jeans and their t-shirt with their AK coming at you, you know.
The thing about like single moving tactics where you're just by yourself is you pretty much have to provide your own security. It's not really effective to really be moving at a quick, fast pace, because you can only accurately engage as fast as you're moving, right? So I mean, if you're trying to provide your own security, if you're moving too fast, you can't have that gun up and you can't engage accurately to a threat if it pops itself up. I mean, in my opinion, the best way to do this is just like he's doing it, really slow, gun up. I mean, obviously a little bit more if he was scanning the area a little bit more, but yeah, it's really slow, low detection.
Yeah, you can't engage faster than you can move. One well-placed shot is better than 1,000 misses.
Exactly.
You know, 1,000 rounds just flying everywhere, you know.
Nice, you got him.
Nice. Canting a little bit. I like that.
The only thing about canting is when you're canting at a distance, if you think about trajectory from your barrel, right, the round, people think like a barrel is completely flat. If you take a scale to it, it's actually angled. I'm kind of doing it at a big scale, but it's actually angled like this. So bullets are coming out, hitting their max ord, and then dropping. So imagine if my barrel is pointed like this and then I angle it that way. Now instead of my bullets traveling up and down, they're traveling to the right and right and down. So the only thing about canting is you need to take a mental note of where your shots are actually going, because they're not going to go exactly where you're thinking about.
You're never going to move out in the open, right? So you're always trying to shoot from a protected position or a covered, concealed position. If you know somebody else is there, you're moving slowly and as quietly as possible. You're listening for any kind of movement that you might hear. You're at the high ready, what's called the high ready, where you are ready to destroy something, you're ready to squeeze that trigger at any moment. And you obviously, this guy's pointed at where he thinks the threat's going to come from. I'm thinking my back's against a wall somewhere. I'm not going to leave any area open where I'm not able to see. And he's looking down the scope.
The thing about the high ready is especially if you have an optic, you're traveling, looking an inch over your sights. So you're not really blocking your field of view, but it only takes a millisecond to come from here to here. So that's what makes the high ready such a good tool to use, especially when traveling in a high risk environment. If I know a dude's in a place, I don't know where he is. I don't know what kind of weapon systems he's using, if he's in a fortified position, that I would be moving extremely methodical, extremely slowly.
You know you're in a position, you know the area as well as you can, you know where you're going to go to next.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be just walking through doors there. I'd be definitely staying in concealed, covered positions, moving quickly from cover to cover.
Cover to cover.
Very quickly, but the second I get there, stop, scan, analyze your situation, right? There he is, smoke him. Nice shot, dude.
Good shot, Red 2.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nothing like a good splat!
Yep. Dark environment. He obviously doesn't have any optics or any night vision or anything like that. So moving very slowly, methodically, like we were talking about. Not in any hurry. This is life and death situation.
Exactly. Low security's up. Obviously, you know someone's in there because they're shooting out,
giving away their position.
Exactly.
You know, that's generally gonna give away your position.
I actually read the YouTube comments and people were raving about the weapon customization in this game.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh.
Very
okay.
nice.
Very nice.
I'm impressed already, and they haven't even done anything.
Because it did a little one of
these.
these.
Like that 360 kind of thing.
Well, I mean, it looks like, so you got an M4 platform. You can choose your own grip. That's super cool. I mean, the gun's on fully automatic right now. That's not very safe. It looks like you can pretty much modify anything on this gun, which is very surprising. I'm used to the good old Modern Warfare 2 days where the coolest thing you can do is have a gold AK.
A gold AK, yeah. I've seen all the wild paint jobs you can give to a weapon. I'm not a fan of that kind of customization because I don't want a weapon to look like a toy, but this is pretty impressive.
This is very impressive.
This is what, an M4? This was the standard weapon system that I was trained with. This was my primary when I was out on deployment. It's pretty amazing the level of customization that you can do in this game, and all that stuff's out there. It's pretty amazing. It's very expensive, but it's pretty amazing.
Cha-ching.
What is this?
What is it? The ASVA. Oh,
so this is stripped down.
Oh, so you can strip this thing down all the way. That's super cool. I've never seen this in a game before. See, so this is what I was talking about earlier about the Dragunov, how the optic is straight mounted from the receiver. It's kind of interesting looking over the top of those because it doesn't sit parallel on the receiver. It actually is offset to the left a little bit.
AK-47, super simple, not a lot of parts to it. You can tear it down really quickly, put it back together, you can throw it in the mud, pick it back up, and it'll still fire.
Yeah, the AK platform is a gas piston driven weapon system, so it is one of the most reliable guns in the game. I mean, that's why over half the country's militias use this weapon. It's extremely reliable. It shoots a really big round that does a lot of damage.
7.62,
7.62, yeah.
I love the level of detail, and it looks like they got some older weapon systems as well as the advanced ones, so that's super impressive. You know, a lot of these old Soviet bloc countries and stuff, they're gonna have old weapons, passed down. Yeah.
Just a bunch of stamped steel.
Stripped all the way down. I love this. That's so cool.
Yeah. That's actually, I've never seen this. This is very impressive. Yeah, so you can see we're at the actual gas piston. You have recoil spring with the rod and the piston that actually goes in. When you actually fire a gun, you can see the gas is gonna travel down the barrel and it's gonna hit that portion that is kind of attached to it, and the gas is gonna travel back, shoot your piston back, and then your magazine's gonna load that round and send it and put it back in the chamber. So that's kind of how that gas piston system works.
It looks like kind of a small magazine to me. Where's that banana clip?
Exactly. This is what I'm talking about, some 007.
Get the silencer, which is not actually a silencer. It's technically it's called a suppressor.
Yeah, it doesn't silence shit.
Yeah, it just makes it so it's not going to damage your ears without ear protection. It doesn't make it like a thwip thwip. No, it's still loud.
Is that a suppressor in your pocket, or are you just glad to see me?
It's a suppressor. That was awesome. Oh man, I really love this game, especially the weapon customization, really detailed. I like you can break the weapon down and build it back up again however you want. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was super cool. Escape from Tarkov makes you want to take a shot of vodka and build an AK. If you like more videos like this, go ahead and check out Gamology on YouTube and Facebook. That's Tantra. The arsonist had oddly shaped feet.
The Human Torch was denied a bank loan.
All right, cut.
Which is great. No, that was perfect. You can't get any better than that.
We're not doing it. We're
Yeah.